Good morning. Good morning. So good to have you join us for yet another episode of this Tuesday Social Hour as we discuss matters love, matters relationship. It is always a pleasure to do this. Actually, we had already started having this conversation before we went on air live. Really exciting, and we want you to be a part of it, what we are going to be talking about today, inspired, of course, by a lot that has been happening in the country, in the world, in the society. And this morning, we just want to talk about the rules that one ought to set when it comes to, going public with your relationship and the going-ons in there. Because we have seen trends globally, I would say. It's not a new thing, whereby when it comes to the time where things are not going so well, so rosy, people actually demand that you tell them what is going on. People start speculating a lot about what is happening in your relationship. That is if you're somebody who is considered probably a public figure, a celebrity, or somebody who is known in the society. People think that it's actually their business to know what is happening in your relationship. We want to talk about whether, that is even right and what needs to be done. What are the rules, especially when it comes to relationships and social media and sharing and oversharing, for lack of a better term. And I'm so glad that I'm not going to be having this conversation alone, because this is one of those conversations that you really need all the sides of the coin to be represented. Those who agree that, love is a beautiful thing, show it to the world, be proud of your person. And those who feel it's actually a private affair. And note that I use the word private, not secret, because that's a totally different thing. So karibuni to the program. Good morning. Today we are like a full panel. Cutie, we missed you last week. But we are happy to development, but I tell you, I'm better, Good to have you today.
Thank you. You're well? Good to see you guys. Feels like a lifetime. Yani one Tuesday, but I feel like a minute. But good to see you guys.
Sema tu umetumiss. Let it out. Let it ooze out. Roberta, how are you?
Cutie amesema alikuwa na watch ya home akisikia tu I wish I were there. Wana mambo za
ungetutumia 22422.
Nilisahau your part. Niliingia sana kwa conversation. But niliingia sana kwa conversation. Kuna sikizo sana.
Okay. Sage, how are you?
Very well. How are you doing?
How's your week been?
Good. Yeah.
Nice. Good to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, I'm really excited about this one because it has really been something that has elicited a lot of debate globally, I would say. We all remember just a few weeks, we had another very big headline of a celebrity who had to really deal with a lot on social media when it comes to how he was dealing with this relationship. Then in our country, something happened. We will not go into the nitty-gritties, but let's just talk about this issue the way it is, whether it's actually right. And I'll start with you, Roberta. Do you think celebrities or public figures are obligated to share information about their relationship and about their love life?
My simple answer is no, but let me explain why. You see, I like you said, we were having the debate in the makeup room right before we got here, and the answers the responses I had was like, no, I don't owe you anything, I don't owe you an explanation. But also, to think about the other side is, you see, most of these people who are famous right now, they probably started from somewhere, whether it was a month ago or 10 years ago, they started somewhere. And most times before you begin to blow up, you accumulate your own fan base, people who relate to you, they understand you, they can feel you on a deeper level, and that's why they follow you in the first place. So what happens is they form a fan base, and that's a bit intimate. But the more famous you become, the more sasa unaanza collect other followers. Like anyone can follow you from anywhere in the world. And I think when you're starting out and you're thinking of the well-being of your fan base, not just their well-being, I mean just who you are as a content creator online or whatever that it is that you do that gives you a platform. I think for the fan base, it's a bit more, how do I say, genuine. It feels a bit more sincere, just to update people on your life, because that's what people online do normally, even if you're just posting a picture of your lunch.
It's a social space.
Yeah, it's just a normal, casual update. It doesn't have to be for anybody. It's probably just for yourself. So I feel like at that point, you feel like you're maybe obligated to explain to this group of people, don't wonder why QT is not in my vlogs anymore. It's because we're not talking, it's because maybe we're not living together anymore. It's just as simple. But you see, the more you blow up, you accumulate different people from different parts of the world. Maybe hata hakufollow juu ya vlog zako, maybe anakufollow juu aliona umeripostiwa na mtu mwingine. So you see, that's where now things like entitlement start to come about, because these people are probably not on your level of reasoning. They didn't follow you for the reasons you wanted them to follow you for. So kunaanza kuwa na hiyo discourse around Roberta needs to tell us why Cutie is not on the videos anymore. And maybe it's but I would feel like maybe there's a certain type of people who need to know, but I don't think there's any obligation for me to be explaining personal things. I'll
come back to you later just to tell me what if you had been sharing videos of QT and the things you guys have been doing. Like, we have been following this like a very beautiful series. We'll talk about that, but let me come to you, QT. It's one thing to be just a kawaida person, a very private, conservative person living your life somewhere, but it's totally another if you're a public figure and you're a celebrity. And actually, people are really interested in the going-ons in your life, including your social circle. So do you think it becomes different when you're a celebrity? Like, sort of like matters to do with privacy, kidogo inakuwa compromised?
If you're a public figure and a celebrity, just the word public figure, you're already out there, whether you like it or not. So I would love to put maybe my relationship or my life private, even my children, my husband and all that, but the minute you become a public figure, you stop becoming private. And as much as you would love to hide, hiding is too much work. By the way, hiding, putting your life private, it's too much work, by the way. But sometimes what I think is that people have this certain mentality about certain people on social media. If they love you, they love you. And if they hate you, they hate you. Hata ukijaribu kusafisha rada aje, at a particular point, if these people love you, I can't mention names, but we know celebrities that put their lives out there. Even they just put a video of maybe their kids in the house doing something silly and all that, and they get love. But you'll find someone just posting something simple, and then people, they'll be like, they're just showing off,
And social
media can be ruthless, or social media can also, on the other hand, social media can be good. So once you're a public figure, once people see you out there, maybe you appear on TV, on radio, or on magazines or whatever.
So what you're trying to say, if I'm getting you right, is that they don't have a choice.
You don't have a choice. If you're a public figure, you're a public figure. You cannot choose and say, oh, I want my life to be private. It cannot be private because someone might see you somewhere and record a video and post it on social media, and you didn't even intend. You've gone to maybe Diani, a hotel. You're just having a private time with your loved one, but someone will record that thing and say, hey, by the way, I saw a certain someone here. The way people nowadays, it's called receipts, getting those videos. And I mean, you would really love it to be private, but in your head, you need to understand one thing. Once you're a public figure, nothing is private anymore. Even if you want it to be private, just try to balance and try to be like, you're going to get a video out there, or you're going to get information out there. Because we've seen even celebrities that they want certain information, like maybe pregnancy, to be private, but you'll see someone actually posting that video on social media, and they didn't even want that to be out there. But that's why I'm saying you need to be prepared for such kind of things. You need to have, I don't want to say a thick skin, because if you say a thick skin, then you can never be prepared for some things. But you just need to be prepared and know my information might get out there. Just know how to deal with it, but you can never be private.
I don't know what you think, CJ. They don't have a choice. That's what, she's saying. So just let everything go out there, because after all, you cannot really afford to hide anything. You're already a public figure or a celebrity. What do you think? Do you think they...
I think they do have a choice. I actually think they do have a choice. Sometimes you do disclaimers, and we probably would, like with the show we have right now, and say the views expressed here do not necessarily represent the views of Royal Media or something. It's a disclaimer. So what I say here, I will say it as me. If the information is not coming from your official social media pages, then it is not official. So it is about what I do share, about my family, about my love life, about the people who are around me. If I'm not the one who's sharing that, it is not official. And I think what Roberta was talking about is what we do share in our own spaces. You may not control, as Kitty says, what some other people will do. You may go into a restaurant and somebody takes a photo or something, but that leaves it at the place of speculation. And nobody will ever hold you to account over what other people are speculating. But when you have been deliberate about bringing this person into the public, then the public feels that they need to know everything else. The public didn't just show up into our bedrooms and our houses. We brought them in there. We made them feel it was their right. You see, the moment
say that again.
we did.
And I'm looking at Roberta right now.
We did, because there are a lot of people.
It's our right.
There are people who have been in the public eye for so long, and nobody can tell anything about their families. And they have very solid, very solid family lives. But nobody knows, because they never gave people the right to come into that space. They made you know that their family life is their family life, their love life is their love life. We normally say this, that you teach people how to treat you, but that's exactly what we do on social media. We're the ones who give the people the appetite for our love lives. So the moment I begin coming in every day, after every 5 minutes or 5 hours, there's a post about the two of us, then I'm going to attract the people who feed on that kind of content. Including the people who want to know what's going on in people's lives. That's where they will come to. So I have created an appetite. Now, I cannot create that appetite, then begin to complain. You don't put dead meat and complain that the houseflies came. They're going to come. That's a very natural thing. They're going to come. You don't have to call ants to come if you drop sugar. Somehow, even on this rag here, if you drop sugar, they will show up. So when you're putting up certain kind of things on your social media page, do not begin to blame the people who came, because they are coming for what they feed on. And so if you want to have a different kind of people, you change what you're putting right there.
Change your content. And just to get your thoughts, let's go back to Roberta. What would inspire a couple or somebody to post issues to do with their relationship on social media? Let's get to understand some of the reasons, because people don't just do it. What do you think are some of the reasons that, you know, would actually just motivate or drive people to share information about their relationship before you even get to whether it's right or wrong? Why do people do it?
There's so many reasons. Sometimes it's just clout, because you guys look good and you know it. Sometimes, sometimes you just care about your life. And if you're a hot couple,
couple goals.
You have to be seen.
Couple goals. You give people depression.
Say, oh, siwezi control. Come on, si tunakaa poa. Yeah, like that's all. So zingine, it's a way people make money. You know, some couples are in it because it's an actual business. Like, this is what they've signed up for. They even sign contracts for, you know, what they'll post, when they'll post it, how they'll do it. There's so many reasons. But I think if you're asking me personally why I would post someone on my social media, it's probably for a simple reason as they're in my life, or I just care and they're there. Because naturally I post things I like. So if you're there and I'm posting, I'll probably post, but not. You see, the thing is, I think when people go on social media, and this is mostly for the money-minded people who are also business people online, when they're creating content, it's for you, it's for the audience. It's not this post will make me happy. If I post this food, it'll make me happy. It's mostly, what are these people consuming? Am I going to get a lot of likes and shares? Will it create income for me? Am I going to get noticed? Which is, you know, the clout issue, which is totally fine. Because I like it when people go do things or even go online and they know what they're doing. They have a purpose. They're like, babe, tuko hapa kugeti ganji, so let's make this money. But for me, at my core, I post things because I care about them, not because I care about mtu ataona akwe na comment ama juu napostia watu. Whether I'm making money off social media or not, how I curate my spaces is that it has to be safe for me. It has to feel good for me. So even if you go on my social media, you might find something out, but you might find that you're not finding other things. And it's not because I'm being private or secretive. It's just because I like, my posting is, I post for me. I'm just posting what I enjoy, what I like, what I want to show.
A quick question. Do you think those people who don't post their partners on social media?
That's a good question.
Sijui niulize hii swali aje.
Hata before malize najua.
Lazima niulize. By the way niko tu hapa kuulizia kila mtu. By the way hizo swali zianze kukuja. 22422 nitauliza. Wale watu ambao hajawahi hata kukuweka social media, mmekuwa together for 6 years or 10, like hajawahi hata sema anything. Do you think kuna shida?
I don't think kuna shida. I think the question you should show yourself is, does it matter to you? Does it matter? Because if it doesn't matter to me, even if you post me, I don't care. And if it really matters to me and I bring it up and I say, babe, I like being posted, it makes me feel like, then that's different. So the question, easy relationships, mnafam, have discussions within yourself so that you're able to be very, very honest with what you like, what you want. You should be able to tell your partner, you know, I feel more loved when you post me 3 times a week. I feel, it might look like inakani kitu ya shamba, ama whatever you want to call it, ujinga or whatever. But if it's important to your partner, then it is your responsibility. And I think tu ni kusikizana na kuongeleshana, because kuna watu hawa care for real, and I know so many people in person with thriving relationships. You wouldn't even know that they're together, because it's not that they're keeping themselves a secret, it just doesn't matter to them. But to some people, I know that it matters, and if it does for you, it's still valid. Just communicate your needs and your emotions, and if your partner cares about you, they'll meet you halfway, even if they don't agree with you. Because everything we like to do when we're in relationships is to feel the other person, to make the other person happy, and to also make sure you're happy within yourself. So I just say, have these conversations. Even if you feel like inakaya ujinga, ama hai make sense, sema unapenda kupostiwa, sema haupendi kupostiwa. Just say.
One thing I like about Roberta is that she really advocates for you being self-aware and really speaking it out. What you want, say it, and let that person deal with that information. There are people I know when hata ukiwaambia wa kupost ama waende space, afadhali waende space. Which informs my next question, Cutie. Unatupatianga reality. History ya kupostiwa, is it just innocent kupostiwa, unataka tu kupostiwa, ama there is something you want to achieve by you appearing on that other person's timeline?
Unajua, the minute you know social media is, you can flip the coin, you can decide to look at either side. Some people use social media for clout, as Roberta said, you know, for clout. Others just use social media just, you know, for the sake of it. Kuna watu wanaingianga social media once a week na wako sawa. Hata wako huko. Kuna mtu hata anaweza login like once a month na ako tu sawa. Na kuna ule mtu mwenye lazima ukiangalia nini yake, screen time yake, ikianza kumuonyesha unaona social media imetake like 80%, unajua like 10 hours, you know. So it really depends.
So imagine uko na partner anashinda social media na hajawahi kukupost.
Na hajaini post.
Anafanya nini huko?
Exactly. What are you doing on social media? But acha nikwambie kitu moja Safine. Unajua pia kupostiwa social media inakuwekanga out there. And if you're a public figure, juu tunaongelea story ya public figure, if you're a public figure, the one that's with them, but there are people, and mark to territory. But you see now, marking territory on social media might get you in trouble, because some people take that negatively. Kumbe udem, ama kumbe uchali leo turingia huku nje, kumbe boy wake. Now they start going to that. Yani sasa wanaenda kwa huyo mtu wako. Actually they leave you alone as the public figure. Now they start going to that other person, the spouse now that is posting you. Kumbe tu ni mtu tu wa kawaida. You know, such, instead of all this. Exactly, you see now. Venye tumesema, when you put things out there, now people start digging. People start now investigating. Kumbe wamekuwa na umse. They go to pictures that you posted even in 2000, 2008 huko 2010. Wanaingia kwa Facebook yako. Now they start digging and say, kumbe walianzana, kumbe wamekuwa together for 10 years na udem vile uko anga single, ama uboy uko anga single, social media, you know. So instead of all this speculation and making people dig all this stuff about you, sometimes it's just safer not to post. We know celebrities that have never posted. Yes, we know they're married, but they've never posted. But as I said, imagine it's it's not a choice. You don't have a choice. I still insist you don't have a choice, because sometimes you'll find people are calling you, maybe a vlogger calling and asking you, by the way, we've heard this about you. Can you verify these rumors? And it could be as simple as posting my meal on social media, getting me in trouble, or just my outfit on social media. Lakini si QT alikuwa amevaa nguo last Tuesday kwa TV, you know. You know, it's the simple things. That's why I'm saying sometimes you don't have a choice, Safin. Inabidi tu ufike, hata kama udai kufika bed, utasema okay, I want to be a normal person, I want to be okay, but they will never let you be okay. Na si ati uko kwa business yao, posting a meal on social media.
Like what CJ was saying, can't you choose the content you want to drive?
That's why I'm saying sometimes I might be enjoying my vacation pale Maldives, nimetulia tu, nimekaa na mpoa wa mine, and then mtu akwe hapo apige picha atumie mtu ama post kwa social media.
Ujeka kwa yako lakini.
Sijeka hata kwa, bado sijeka kwa yangu. That's why I'm saying sijeka kwa yangu, but mtu anione Safin. I post kwa social media. Ianze kutembea, videos huwa zinatembea social media. Huwezi control. Yo sasa si yangu, but unaona you've already been put out there. So that's why you get these calls and people are like, hey, kwani by the way, na inaweza kwa ni engagement, an innocent engagement, uko na mpoa wako, they are actually proposing to you. You see, proposal videos huwa zinatembea sana. Hata even with people who are not public figures. Utapata tu mtu normal ana propose, but someone recorded it and put it on social media saying, I wish that was, you know, such kind of things. So by the time inapostiwa, they realize, usi ni Safin by the way Citizen TV.
Lakini, what about wale wenye anaproposiwa tu hiyo normal yenye unasema, but anasema, kuna content, mimi ni content creator. Ngoje kesho kama niko na makeup na kila kitu iko sawa, tufanye hiki tu tena na tuite biashara.
Hiyo ni biashara and it's allowed on social media because hiyo ni busy unafanya. Unajua, kuna wale watu wanajua video yangu ikitembea ama YouTube yangu ikitembea na nitakuwa na likes ama nitakuwa na views, si nitakuwa nalipwa. So kwake ni content ana create, unajua. So they are content creators and they are public figures. Kuna hiyo difference. Kuna ule mwenye anataka create.
CJ, tell us, is it right to share your relationship issues on social media? Tumalize hii story leo.
I am the worst person to ask. Because you see,
I mean, is it
there's also the
whether you are a
issue.
public or whether you're not, just is it a good direction to take?
Well, I'll be biased because I was saying there's a generational issue. You see, by the time I started dating or courting my wife, there was no social media. By the time we were getting married, there wasn't really any social media. So we got used to relating without social media platforms. So we're actually trying to learn that now. Then you have people who have grown up within the period of social media, and then they've seen all these people posting, and that becomes their norm. So whether it is right or not is a matter of personal choice and conscience. But then the thing that comes is you have a choice. You have a choice to put it out there, you have a choice not to put it out there, because you shouldn't do it out of peer pressure, that you feel you're under obligation just because everybody else is posting, so you feel you want to post. You may be relating with somebody who actually wants to keep it private. You may be relating with somebody whose job or whose line of duty does not permit them to be that public. They have to be discreet about their affairs. You may be relating with somebody who has had a traumatic past, and maybe if you put them out there, like you were saying, people will come after them. So you have to make choices based on your personal relationship. And then how is this thing benefiting your relationship? Is it building, or is it just feeding the people out there? And if you're feeding the people out there, is it for the money, or is it just for your ego? And how long will you feed the people out there? And can you take it when they actually keep on getting hungry? You'll start with, you know, one piece of meat here, but what if the lion in them rises?
It usually starts with posting the hand.
Yeah, it's just something simple.
Then
they want more.
Back shot, you know, and then kidogo, it's like a beautiful series. You're just following.
Oh my
and
God.
You know, everything you do, and especially when, even if you look at it from a point of content creation, you'll always feel like you need to take it higher, because they're getting addicted to your content. You're getting addicted to their affirmation. So the two of you become addicts to something here. So you have to create something high, because you want to retain the fan base, you want to retain the affirmation, the likes, you want to go viral. So if you've done this today, you're looking for something higher. That something higher is going to make you do something crazier. And people don't realize when they begin to lose the relationship now to the public, where you're no longer in control because you're doing what they want, because they're always hungry. They never will say that's enough. They want more and more and more. If you take a photo like Roberta is right now, then somebody will be saying, okay, drop the sleeve, you know. They always want more, you know. You'll take a photo and then they say, your legs are fine. I'm trying to remember that I'm on morning TV. So they'll comment about your legs.
Please do.
And then they're thinking about what if you showed more? If you remember people like Alicia Keys, they would be, you know, criticized for not showing flesh. That's now people. So do you feed what they want? They'll be like, you dress up too much. You need to, you know, cut down, show a bit more of your body. That's the people out there. So if you decide to feed them, you will keep on feeling like you need to keep feeding that appetite. So you have to make a choice about your relationship. Are you relating for you? Are you relating for them? If you're relating for them, then you have to explain everything around your life, because they finance your relationship and they hold it.
Finance.
Yes, because if you're a content creator, these people are literally taking care of you.
So it's actually their right to ask questions.
They're shareholders. They want to know how the company is doing.
Roberta, did you hear that? When things go south, you owe people an explanation.
Okay. You know, like CJ said, you have a choice. I mean, let me just say that when you're in that position, when it's you being discussed, your opinions are definitely going to vary from when you're the consumer of this social media stuff. When it's you being discussed, you'll understand why it's intrusive. It can be very anxiety-inducing. Whether you feel obligated or not, it's people taking a dig at your personal life. It's very, sijui ni kama ninge kwa nyumba yako nianze kuchukua vitu. It doesn't matter whether I've been welcomed before or whether we have a good rapport and I can just come into your house. It just feels very intrusive. And I'd like for people to know that they have their own power. They can make their own decisions. They can decide what they want to put out. And you need to start being very intentional and careful about what you post, what you put out. I mean, I know you cannot contain or control external factors. Mtu akipiga picha, mtu akikuona, you can't control any of that. But whatever for yourself that you want to follow online or you want to be seeing online or you want to put out for people, make sure it's very intentional for whatever reasons, whether ni clout, ama making money, whatever reason that you have. Make sure there's a very intentional purpose, because that helps you make your decisions. You're like, okay, I'm at this club having a drink. Do I want to post it now? And do I want to post the location? What does that mean? People will ask me, are you still there? Can I come? Or someone maybe will want to buy you a drink. Or, you know, there's so many things that could happen. Or someone could show up and stab you in the neck. So it's just about you to think about, sorry, that was so...
You overthinking.
Dark. But you know what I mean, yeah?
It's a possibility.
Yeah, it is a possibility.
Especially if you're somebody of really public interest.
Yeah,
security is also
so it's something you have to think about. You know, you have to say, okay, I really want to post with my location, but maybe I can do that after I get home. So that watu wakiuliza anilishatoka huko 2 hours ago. You know, it's all about being very intentional and making decisions that are good for yourself. At the end of the day, even if you're cloud chasing or you're making money off it, you have to go to bed asking yourself, how does this make me feel? How do I feel? Is it feeding my relationship? Am I becoming too pushed away from reality and now I'm just chasing this? They say clout is one hell of a drug. The first time you post and you get 1,000 likes, and then you post, you get 2,000 likes, it starts being very, it gives you a dopamine hit. Next time ukipost upate 50, utafeel ata depressed, utashanga, what did I do wrong? What is it? So that's why you have to be very, very intentional, because all this comes back to affect you on a personal level. If you're not confident in yourself, if you don't like yourself enough, if you're not sure about your decisions, you'll always find yourself in that limbo for, you know, it's depressing me, I'm sad, but people need me to update them. But you can just say, I'm sad right now, and I don't want to update anyone. But I'll talk about it as I'm healing, or I'll talk about it next year, or I'll update you guys. You can make all sorts of decisions, or you can say, let me just say now so that
we end it.
When there, you know.
Let me take you
can
back.
Make the decisions.
You said something about people being invasive, intrusive into your space. Yeah. What about somebody who has been intentional in sharing that information about their relationship, updating you about the milestones from the time they met?
Kama series,
yeah? They've been making this your business, and then things don't work out, and then they ask for that privacy, and then people would want to know, and then they feel like it's being intrusive.
Yeah.
Is that a fair balance?
I mean, venye tu CJ alisema, at the end of the day, whatever you decide, the decision ni yako. Wewe kama mwenye kupost your content. Watu wanaweza kupressure, wanaweza sema, give us answers, we want to know, but just think about yourself first. Am I okay? Because most of the things we post are happy things, happy-go-lucky things, things that make us feel good. You're never gonna find someone posting ati, niko hapa sijalipa rent, nimeteseka, natumia hii stove, nimekuwa nikichuna manyasi nje nikapi. It's very difficult to find people who post when they're suffering and struggling and really going through it. So, of course, the default is they'll post for you those nice milestones. And we have to acknowledge the fact that things that affect us emotionally, like traumas, you could be going through grief. So now, because they've been following you, must you tell them about, gee, my daughter did... It's your decision. It's for you to decide, do I feel safe enough right now? Because remember, you're the controller of all your content. Just what QT and CJ said. Ni wewe una make your decision. And if you feel like you owe people an explanation, you can always say something like, siko able saizi ndawambia baadaye, but usijieke position una feel ni kama other people's well-beings, especially people you don't know,
matter more
offline, matter more than your own mental health.
Great. I'll come to you, CJ. What should be the rules and the fundamental principles probably that should guide a couple or people who are in a relationship, in as much as how much they should share and what they should do? Should society be involved? I remember one of the questions QT was asking earlier is, should you tell the society about your relationship and about when you're no longer together, those kind of things? What should guide the sharing part? What do you share? What do you not share?
I think the focus should always be on the building of the relationship, and everything should flow from that. That if I'm sharing our happy moments, it's not even just, I'm not even thinking about you. It's just that we had a moment that I felt like it's a memorable moment, and I would love to have a photo of this. I want to have a video of this, and I'm just going to put it out there. And it's not because I'm thinking about you. The moment the other people begin to determine what we are doing, the relationship begins to die. Because you will find couples that have issues that are unresolved, but there's the pressure to look the part. Just because they cannot let down their fan base or their friends or the people who consume their content. So every day, they'll put a smile for a selfie and then come back and not talk to each other. They'll be sitting in the same room and will post something. Somebody will be posting about a spouse, and they can't say the same thing to the spouse who's sitting with them right there in the same room. But because they want the public to have that view of themselves, so they'll be like, oh, I so love my wife, or this is my, I don't know what they call them now, it's the impermanent and whatever stuff. And all that. And then, but you're writing.
You're doing badly.
I'm doing badly. Well, the only M I know is M-Pesa. That's the only important. But see, so they'll be posting about somebody they are with, whom they're not talking to. They're not telling the same things. So it's your birthday, and I'll be here posting about your birthday, but we're not talking. We don't resolve issues. So to the people outside, they think the relationship is doing well. I think relate for yourselves. Build it for yourself. Make it work for yourself. What do you want? What do you expect out of this person in a relationship? So if I expect that we are out a bit more, if that's what we want, then we do it because that's what we want. Respect your partner as well. One person may be the kind of person who wants to be out a lot. The other person may want to be a bit more private. So compromise. How much then do we post so that the one who wants to be out a lot is not feeling like they're stifled, and the one who doesn't want is also not feeling like they're being pushed into it, because you can't change your partner's personality for other people. You got them for you. That's more like, you know, trying to turn your partner or your spouse because of your brothers or your sisters, the people we call the in-laws. Now, the online has has this amorphous group of in-laws that we are trying to impress every day. So I feel, do the relationship for you. Number 2, respect your partner. Number 3, you have to control what the other people are feeding on, because the question you have to ask yourself, can you sustain what you're beginning? Can you sustain it? If they keep on hungering for more and more and more, will you do it?
And they will, depending on how juicy the content is.
They will. So, and then sometimes just give yourself breaks. You literally don't owe anybody anything. If you go to my spaces, for example, sort of extended, we just did our 20 years last Wednesday. You don't find a lot of us there, but I can tell you, we spend a lot of time with each other. We work together, we do a lot of things together. So I don't need a post to affirm me over somebody that I'm with.
You had that.
We always together. We do a lot of things together. So social media can fool you. You may think just because people are not posting about themselves, they're not fine, or they're not talking, or they're not together. Some people will actually keep their most intimate moments away from the public.
It's true. It's true. And if you think, you know, being posted on social media is actually the only way that person can affirm that they love you, people can have even 3 social media accounts.
Yeah, it's true.
So it shouldn't be like. Let's get to hear what some of you are saying on you know, on our SMS platform also. Your thoughts on this conversation. 22422 is where we had invited you to share your thoughts and comments with us. So this is what all of you are saying. Some of you are saying, of course, on SMS, just to weigh in on this conversation as we talk about relationships and the rules that should be there when it comes to the social media and how much we should share online. And this is what you're saying. Safin, where his story ya kupostiana, we are in a relationship, hii mapenzi ya campus, hajawahi ni post, na akinipost haonyeshi uso, just my watch and my hands. When we broke up, she posted her new bae, which she has never done for me. What did it mean? I honestly felt disrespected. Okay. There's one saying, we're married for 8 years and we are not even friends on FB. So far, so good. It's working for you, good for you. And then we have one here saying, we knew each other on social media and I have never liked her pictures, but she liked all my posts. I read this article, if you want her to be more attracted to you, leave her in suspense. Atakupenda zaidi. Advice ya free for the boy chat. Ati ushinde tu kimweka asijielewe kama ndio. All right. So I posted and tagged my guy on social media, that is Instagram, where I came later to learn my bestie unfollowed me and went to inbox my man, Aki. Safin, hii gender yetu, kuna watu wako na roho mbaya sana, hawatutaki mazuri. Okay. There's one there saying, better to post your lover in public, tangaza msimamo. Just say, just because you don't share on social media doesn't mean you're not up to big or good things. Leave it and stay low. Keep it private. Key is privacy. Privacy is everything. Okay. Keep it low key, that's what he said. Kupostiwa si kupendwa. Underline, weke bold, na weke capital letters. Amesema kupostiwa si kupendwa. There's another one saying, nilipostiwa WhatsApp status, kumbe I was the only one who I was viewing. Mapenzi. Okay, ulipostiwa WhatsApp kumbe ni wewe tu una view. Sasa umejichocha, all right. Thank you for sharing that. And we really appreciate each and every time you do this, just to be part of this conversation and to tell us the reality on the ground. Thank you for all of you who took time to share with us. But then, you know, your quick thoughts on what has just come through. Kwanza huyo wa WhatsApp.
It happens, Safin. Unajua hizi settings za social media pia zinatuchocha.
Wewe tu ndio unajiona.
Like WhatsApp ndio unajua. You can actually put one person is viewing or one person is not viewing everything. So, but ni kweli kupostiwa si kupendwa. It doesn't really mean that if your person is not posting you on social media, you just need to understand your spouse. Your spouse could be a private person. Si ati ni secret. Kuna wale hawata kupost because hataki watu wajue, but kuna ule it's just their personality. Like they don't really love posting on social media. They don't want to put their life out there. But now the trick comes when you're dating a public figure, because if you're dating a public figure, you really need to be careful, because maybe the public figure wants to be posted for content, or maybe they don't want to be posted for privacy. So you really need to understand your person, if they want to be posted on social media or not. But what I can say is that once you're a public figure, nothing is ever private. Trust me on that, Safin. Like nothing is ever private. So you always need to be prepared. Unaweza amka leo ujipate una trend na hata ujui mbona una trend, you know. Your phone could be blowing up in the morning and you have no idea what you did, you know. So ukianza kutafuta ni picha ulipost some 5-6 years ago, you know, and it's trending, or something that you did, someone has come up, Cutie anafanyanga show ya gospel, lakini social media yake inaonyesha other things. Jana tulimuona place fulani. You know, these things, they just catch up with you. And people on social media can be really brutal, Safin. So you just need to you can never be too careful. Let me just say that. You can never be too careful with social media. As much as tunatry kusema ati ukuwa careful kenye una post, content kenye una post, you can never be too careful. Kuna kitu tu mahali ita pop up ama ita come up. Na maybe hata you did it somewhere, or you're just in a party, you're just chilling with people, but just because you have a Tumblr and you're doing a gospel show, it gets you in trouble, you know. Tumblr tu ya maji, waanze kusema vitu zingine. So all I can say is just be prepared for social media, and you can never be too careful. And you do not owe anyone any explanation, whether au ni in-laws, wenye mnasema ati ni in-laws, nilikuwa na post, nimeproposiwa, I posted my marriage, I posted my wedding. If we break up, I do not owe you any explanation at any point.
Oh, so now it becomes your business? It
becomes my business. And if I decide to log out on all my social media pages na nizidelete, ni umemissing mwaka mzima, na nirudi, unajua? So you actually, you see, thinking that you owe people an explanation is what puts you under pressure. And that's why people get into depression. Unajipata umepost kitu, watu wamekuja hapo wameanza kukuuliza maswali, switch off the comment section. Post and switch off the comment. There's a reason why switching off the comment section.
Why are you turning your back on us?
Is there?
No? Because I'm turning your back on us at this
I do not owe anyone an explanation on social media. My life is my life, you know. Whether I put it out there, hata kama niliweka engagement, tukiachana manze hiyo ni business yangu, by the way. So nita switch off two comments.
Kama ilikuwa imeshika season 1, ikienda season 2,
kuna series zinakansoliwa, kuna series mob zimekansoliwa, by the way. So itafika 2 point ndasema siwezi handle pressure. Hii pressure ni too much. Imagine I have a right, I'm still learning, you know. No one is an expert in anything, so we are still learning. So nikifika mahali nisikie we imenilemea, imagine just switch off the comment section, move on with your life. Watazoea. The same people wanakuja na hizo explanations, watazoea. So social media ni yako.
Because even these celebrities and public figures are human beings.
Yeah, they're human beings.
Yeah, we really have to
bash them.
Understand that it gets to a point where if somebody he is in a very difficult season, just allow them be. Just allow them be. The fun may wait. Allow this person to be for that time. Maybe atarudi awapatie content zingine. You never know. Just give them time. Anyway, Roberta, there's somebody who said something interesting I want you to comment on. Huyo mwenye aneka weka dem suspense. Asiwahi jua unampenda sana. Asijue roho yako.
You know, even when we were younger, we used to be told tukiwa primary school ati ule chali mwenye ukuchuna ndo anakulike. And that's so detrimental, because it makes you grow up thinking people who abuse you like you. So that's what it does to you. So please, if someone is not being communicative, they're not being very open with their emotions, with their actions, the way they love you, the way they speak to you, the way they compliment you, please achana tu na yeye. And ule mwenye ako ready, someone who you don't have to beg the emotions out of. And this whole conversation, I know we've spoken about it on a scale for celebrities and popular people, but please take it on a very localized situation as well. Ata wewe tu na followers wako 100, all this still applies. Please don't feel like you are living life for people, or you have to make decisions based off of other people's preferences. Ata kama weni unajulikana tu na watu 15 mtaa yenu, please be very cautious of for your mental health. Take care of yourself. Understand that your decisions are for you. They will always follow you. You will have to deal with everything at the end of the day. So take care of yourself so that you're able to show up for everyone else.
All right.
Yeah.
CJ, as you also give us your final thoughts, you comment very quickly on that person who said in the previous relationship, wakiwa na huyo msichana, hakuwa na mpost, alikuwa anaweka saa mkono, backshot, huku kando, alafu akaenda, waka break up, aka move on. Sasa ana post huyo mwingine, you know, like, hiyo uta-interpret aje, and then also give us your final thoughts on the debate we've had today.
Sometimes when the first relationship has not worked, people actually introspect, even as they retrospect, and they begin to improve on the second one. It may not necessarily mean that they didn't like the first person. So if, for example, the lady felt that she was not appreciated, then the man may think that the things he didn't do are the ones that are going to keep the second relationship. So you'll always find that if the man wasn't spending time with the lady, when he gets the second one, he may think, now let me spend time because the other one complained that I wasn't spending time. But maybe the need for this other one will be something different as well. So sometimes people don't take the time to study the next person that they are with. So they're trying to fix the first relationship in the second. And so the first person will feel that whatever they wanted is being done on the other side, but maybe the lessons were actually learned. So I appreciate the fact that you made a better person out of them
True.
to present to the other people.
But it's easier said than done.
But I'll still say you have a choice. You may not control, you know, videos coming from elsewhere, what people are saying, but you have a choice about what you put out there and even what you respond to. Anything you do not pay attention to dies a natural death.
Yes.
When you start paying attention to stuff, if you're trying to clear the air over something, you want gossip to die, give them your side of the story. Sorry, if you want gossip to go on, give them your side of the story. You want it to die, just ignore it. So it's a choice. How people view me is up to them. How I respond to that, that's up to me. How I project myself to them, that's my choice. So control the things that you can, and you can only control your space. And that is a choice.
It's true, it's true.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Roberta, QT, and CJ for creating time this Tuesday. And we also appreciate all of you, our lovely viewers, for keeping us company as we were doing this. And those who even took the extra time to share with us your thoughts on our SMS platform. We appreciate you doing this for us each and every Tuesday. My name is Afina Chi. Until there, it's a wrap. Thank you so much. Keep watching Citizen TV, by the way. There's a lot that we have lined up for you. But for now, have a lovely day.